Before we kick off today's episode, I want to introduce you to my new book, Voice of Influence. Speak like a leader, lead like a visionary. You can have all the degrees in the world. You can be technically brilliant, a full-on expert in your field. But if you can't communicate that expertise in a way that's interesting and engaging, well, I'm sorry to say it, it's going to fall on deaf ears. You've got literally 5 seconds to grab and hold the attention of your listeners. And in those 5 seconds, people are making assumptions about you, whether or not you are worth their time to listen to. And once they have made those assumptions, it's really difficult to fight back from those assumptions for the rest of your talk, no matter how well you do. And that's why I wrote this book, Voice of Influence, because I see so many people who are technically brilliant, but they struggle to communicate their message effectively. And therefore, they miss out on opportunities to be seen as an authority in their industry and to grow their career because they lack the communication skills. I don't want that to happen to you. So I've written this book, Voice of Influence. If you're interested to get a copy for yourself, all you need to do is go to lisahugo.com/voice-of-influence. And you can grab your copy for a mere $17. What's that? The cost of a few coffees in a week, and it could change your future. All right, so go grab your copy. But for now, let's dive into today's episode. Hey, I'm Lisa Hugo, and I am obsessed with helping other people find their voices so they can go out and take on the world, be seen as an authority, an expert, and grow their business by sharing that knowledge and expertise with others. Now, I studied performing arts, and I spent 20 years of my career traveling the world as a professional singer-songwriter. I teach you the secrets to speak up and be heard, overcome your fears, and then use these skills to build a business and a life that you love and that could change both your own life and the lives of others. This is your one-stop shop for all things that are going to help you to build a life on your terms. This is Impact Through Voice. Well, hey there, and welcome back to the Impact Through Voice podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Hugo, and I have to say I am so thrilled to be back with you for my very first episode of 2025. I'm a little late starting this year. I really felt I needed a break between 2024 and 2025. I needed to get some inspiration back, and I've had a lot of other things that I was working on. So yeah, I decided to just delay my very first podcast coming out, and we are now into middle of February. So here we are with another podcast and another year. If you're new here to this podcast, this is the podcast where we explore how to use your voice to inspire, motivate, challenge, and educate others, and ultimately to go out and make an impact in the world. Now, I want to ask you something. Have you ever thought, I'm too old to learn something new, or maybe it's too late for me to change? Well, if you've ever had those thoughts, this episode is for you. Just this week, I had a conversation with a woman. Let's call her Sarah. She's a senior level executive in one of the larger multinational organizations. And she called me and she said, Lisa, can you really help me to be a better speaker? I'm 53. Is that even possible? I said, my gosh, I am going on 56 this year. Age is just a number. You have so much wisdom and so much experience in your 53 years of being on this planet. Of course, it's possible. You are only halfway through your life. Magic happens at this stage in life. And much of the responsibility of parenthood is diminished, and we are free then to be who we want to be. And with that freedom comes a new force, a new energy to accomplish things that we might have put off for years and years and years. So today, we're going to talk why it's never too late to learn new things, to believe in yourself, and to take risks. We're going to explore how you can use your voice to share your wisdom, inspire others, and follow your dreams and your passions. And I'll share some incredible stories of women who have done exactly that. So let's start with this idea that age is a barrier. First of all, it's not. It is a mindset. For so many of us, society has conditioned us to believe that certain milestones need to happen by a certain age. We're told we should have our careers figured out by our 30s, we should be settled into a routine by our 40s, and that by our 50s, we should just be coasting towards retirement. But who made those rules? Life doesn't have to have a timeline. You are not too old to start something new, to learn a new skill, or to follow a dream that you've been holding on to for years. In fact, this stage of life, your 50s and beyond, can be one of the most exciting and liberating times. I mean, think about it. By now, you've gained so much wisdom and experience. You've lived through challenges. You've learned from mistakes, and you've developed a deeper understanding of who you are. That's a gift. It's a gift that you can use to create something new, something meaningful. But there is a catch. You have to let go of the belief that it's too late. You have to stop comparing yourself to younger people or to where you think you should be, and instead focus on where you can go from here. I've seen so many women in their 50s and beyond completely transform their lives simply by shifting their mindset. They stopped seeing their age as a limitation and started seeing it as an advantage. I know I personally can vouch for this. I've always, in my younger years, worried about what people think. I was always worried about my weight. I was always trying to fit into a certain look and a certain mold, especially coming from the acting and performance industry where you have this expectation that you should conform to a certain look, a certain style. But hitting my 50s, I'm starting, and I'm still learning, to break free of all that and just accept me for me. Now, I don't worry so much about what people think about me. I don't worry about whether or not I have the perfect look. In fact, my focus right now is, instead of trying to be perfect and slim, it's to try to be strong for my future, and strong in every single way. Strong in my body, strong in my mindset, strong in my drive and my determination to achieve things. So let me ask you, what is holding you back from achieving your goals, your dreams, your desires, being the full version of yourself? Is it fear? Is it self-doubt? The belief that you're too old? Whatever it is, I want you to challenge it, because the truth is you are capable of so much more than you realize. Last year, I had the pleasure of interviewing Caroline Labouchere on this podcast. Now, Caroline is an incredible woman who discovered modeling in her late 50s. She'd never thought of modeling before. It wasn't even on her radar, but when the opportunity came, she took a risk, she followed her gut, and she said yes. Today, Caroline is one of the most sought-after older models in the world. She's graced the covers of magazines, she's walked runways, she's become a role model for women everywhere. And it all started because she was open to the possibility of a complete career and life change. Her story is such a powerful reminder that it's never too late to reinvent yourself. But you have to be open to opportunities when they cross your path, when they come along. You have to be willing to take a risk, even if it feels scary. And you can't let others talk you out of it. I mean, how many times have you had an idea or a dream only to let someone else's doubts or negativity stop you? They might have said, "You're too old. That's not realistic. Come on, be real." But the only person who gets to decide what's possible for you is you. Remember that. And Caroline didn't let fear or self-doubt hold her back. Neither should you. Whether it's starting a new career, upskilling yourself, going for that next position in the firm, learning a new skill, pursuing a lifelong dream, it is never too late to take that leap. Now, I know Many women in their 50s and beyond struggle with feeling overlooked, not being heard, feeling invisible. Have you ever felt like when you're speaking, nobody really listens? Or like you faded into the background, or your voice doesn't carry the weight that it once did? This is such a common experience, and it can be incredibly frustrating. But it's not about your age. It's about how you're showing up. When you speak, are you speaking with confidence? Are you projecting your voice, or are you mumbling underneath your breath? Are you making eye contact, or are you looking down? If you feel like people aren't listening to you, it's time to take a step back and analyze why. There are so many possible reasons. Maybe your voice isn't clear or strong enough. Maybe your tone is too harsh or too soft. Maybe you're not fully present in the moment. The good news is that all of these things can change. You can control them. With the right techniques, you can learn to speak with more clarity. You can project your voice. You can command attention. You can learn to sound more friendly, soften your accent, or adapt your voice to different situations. And when you do, you're going to find that people start to listen. You'll feel more confident, more visible, and more empowered to share your ideas and to make an impact. And speaking of following your dreams, I want to take a moment to talk about someone who's doing some incredible work in this area of following your dreams. And that's an influencer by the name of Simon Squibb. Now, I recently came across Simon Squibb's profile on Instagram. It's probably just a couple of months back. And ever since, I'm quite addicted to his content. And the reason is that Simon is on a mission to empower people around the world to follow their dreams. He believes that everyone has a dream inside them, and he's dedicated his life and his business to helping people to bring these dreams to life. Now, just recently, Simon was awarded the $1 million award at the 1 Million Followers Summit here in Dubai. He is collaborating now with Richard Branson on an amazing project which involves a button that they've placed in one of Branson's hotels. Now, the purpose of this button is that anyone off the street can walk in and push this button and record their pitch on what their dream is. And then these dreams are reviewed by Branson's teams, by Simon Squibb's teams, and ultimately some of them are then selected and they're given funding, they're given encouragement, they're given connections, whatever it is that they need to fulfill that dream, then they have a team of people ready and there to support them. So my question for you is, would you push that button? Would you go in, take that leap, and share your dreams with potentially the world? Now, Simon's work is a powerful reminder that it is never too late to dream big and to follow your dreams. But to follow your dreams, in almost every single case, you need to use your voice. You need to speak up. You need to share your ideas. You need to inspire others to believe in you. And that's what that button is for, to inspire others to believe in you and what your dream is. Now, before we wrap up, I want to share something that I think is going to help you on this journey, and that is my brand new book, Voice of Influence. Now, in this book, I share practical tips and techniques to help you to find your voice, to speak with confidence, and to inspire others. It's a guide for anyone who wants to make an impact, whether you're speaking in a one-on-one, or whether you're speaking to thousands, whether you're wanting to make your mark in the boardroom or from a stage. So if you're ready to take that next step, I encourage you to get your hands on a copy of this book. It's available now, and I truly believe it will help you to unlock your potential. And remember, it's never too late to follow your dreams. Step outside your comfort zone, take risks, believe in yourself. You have so much to offer the world. Now, don't let fear or self-doubt hold you back. All right, it was a short episode today, but thank you so much for joining me on the Impact Through Voice podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And don't forget to follow me on social media for more tips and inspiration. Let's all make 2025 the year that we find our voices, we follow our dreams, and we make an impact. Until next time, take care and keep speaking with purpose. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Impact Through Voice podcast. Now, if you've reached the end of this episode, then it means you're enjoying the podcast. So I have a quick favor to ask. If you haven't yet subscribed, please go and do it now and even leave us a review, because it really does help us so much to reach more people and impact more people. And I would be very, very grateful. Now, I love to read all of your comments about the show and what you're enjoying, what you would like to hear more of. So please take the time and go and do that now. When you do that, please take a screenshot and then tag me on Facebook or Instagram. That's Lisa Hugo Official. Now, I'm going to be sure to share your post, and I'm also going to private DM you with a thank you. And it also means you won't miss an episode. And as a subscriber, then you're going to get access to more content that we don't even open up to everybody. So thanks again. And until next time, keep on working towards your goals and making a positive impact on the world with your voice.